Today, this is our tool of choice. I've got my fabulous new gigantic size massive gel plate, and we're going to be literally painting on the gel plate to create beautiful gel plate painting prints. So today I'm pulling out my favorite MEEDEN 100 color pack because we're painting on the plate. We have to have choices and varieties of colors. What I love about this pack is the beautiful little palettes that the colors are put in. The only disadvantage of this is the tubes are a little small, but don't they look amazing? I've also pulled out a new paper that I'm trying today. Each print at the moment that I'm pulling on my new massive big gel elf plate, I'm trying different papers to see what's going to work better, what pulls a better print, and also to get the size of the humongous plate that I am experimenting with at the moment. It's all a bit of a learning curve. It's all an adventure, and I hope you're going to stick around and join me because it's just so much fun. Today I have this Strathmore Watercolour cold press paper. Now it is 140 pound or 300 GSM, so it's quite a thick, heavy watercolor paper. I'm a little concerned because it was rolled so tightly on the roll when it came. I don't know if it's really going to flatten out. Oh man, so I rolled out a piece that was going to cover my entire plate. How exciting. And then I put it on my dining room table, weighted under a few weights while I put the paint and pull the prints from the gel plate. So it's going to sit there for a while, and I'm hoping it's going to flatten out a little so that I can pull a one big final print after I've played with some of my painting techniques. Now, of course, I'm starting with my favorite colors. I'm putting the MEEDEN paint on the plate and brushing it with a brush. Have a look at the beautiful brush marks. Oh, I just love it so much. I'm just going to add a few of the different colors. I'm not sure which ones they are. I'm just picking them up off the palette, putting them on the gel plate and brushing them around to create a textured brush mark effect. Oh man, look how beautiful these colors are. This paint works really well for jelly printing, usually pulls up really good, and it's quite a nice little buttery feeling to the paint. I really like it, and I particularly like this 100 color pack because there's so many beautiful shades. So then I splashed on some of the golden high flow. I wanted to get a little more movement, a bit of a different texture onto the plate, a bit of a flow, and then I gave it a little spritzer of water. I'm loving the brush marks. I'm loving the colors. It's saturated, and the sheer size of this plate. Oh, I just love it so much. It makes me so happy. I kind of started down this path with class 12 of my 100 days of collage on Skillshare because I was doing abstract expressionism in the theme. So it just led me into this direction. And when I'm working on my Skillshare class, it's naturally unfolding in the artwork and all of the techniques that I'm exploring. So if you want to explore abstract expression with me, jump into Skillshare and have a look there at class 12, although you probably should start at class 1 first. If you follow the link in the description under the video, the first month is free, and you can't get more affordable than free. So with my beautiful wet layer of paint on the gel plate, I put on a piece of the wet strength tissue / teabag paper / mixed media paper. That's what it's called in the description on Amazon. I have a list of 5 different papers in the description under the video, and it's number 2. It's a really nice paper. It's not as transparent as the Carnival wet strength tissue, but it's thicker and not as porous as a tea bag paper. It's kind of in the middle, a little bit thicker, less transparent, but a really nice feel, and it doesn't crinkle on the plate, which I really like. So I put the paper straight on the wet paint and pulled it straight off. It's what I call gel plate painting. It looks absolutely beautiful and it sucks up all of that fabulous color. Then I added some more of the beautiful rich luscious paint. I added some of the high flow, some more of the MEEDEN paint, swished it around with my brush, and the second piece of paper that I've put on is a Chinese Sven paper, beautiful textured traditional Chinese paper, lots of fibers in the paper, because I'm thinking it's going to suck up that gorgeous paint layer beautifully. Of course, now I've got a big gaping hole on my gel plate, so I added more of the fabulous MEEDEN paint from the little tubes, some of the high flow, swished it around with my brush. You know, I could keep doing this all day. And this time I put one of the beautiful papers from Koso Studio, glorious color, straight onto the wet paint layer, pulled it straight off. You do have to be a little careful with these handmade, textured, beautiful fibrous papers. You can't leave them on too long in all of this wet paint glory, because they will actually just fall apart. They're very soft. It's like if you were using tissue or if you were using rice paper, which you can use for this technique very happily. It all works so well, and it, depending on which papers you use, it creates a slightly different texture in the dried painting print. So the Koso paper, straight on, straight off, it looks absolutely fabulous. I put all of the wet papers on my studio floor behind me. Here's how the papers dried, and they look beautiful. You can see the paint marks there from the brush. Oh, I love that. And you can see a little bit of the gold. I put gold of the high flow, magenta and copper on here. So you can see the beautiful little fluid marks on the paper. This is the number 2 paper of the wet strength tissue. I really like it. I like it that it's a little thicker. It doesn't crinkle like the Carnival paper. It holds well the paint amount that I've put on, and it feels really nice. I really like this one. I think I like this better than number 1, because number 1 on my previous video, it crinkled. Okay, it does have a lot of paint on it, so that is understandable, but I don't want it to crinkle. So I'm loving this paper, I think, out of those wet strength tissue papers that I'm exploring, although the size is a little small for what I need, but it's good for this kind of application. The gel plate painting, I love it. That one. And then, of course, there's this one, which was on a piece of the traditional Chinese paper, and that's got a different feel to it. This is more textured. It's more fibrous than the wet strength tissue, so it feels differently. The paint marks look great, don't you think? I think they look fabulous. I love these swishy marks here. And if you look at the paper, you can see all the different fibers in it. It's a really nice piece. Now, this is going to make absolutely fabulous collage paper. I could glue this straight onto a canvas. I could then add some more. I could add some lines or some mark making. I could add some stencils or some stamps. I could even put the paint back on the gel plate and take another print. Do exactly the same thing. Put the paint on, put the paper on, and pull it off, and it would create another layer on top. I might do that actually. There's so many possibilities of what we can do with these glorious papers. They all become something. Don't worry about that. And this is the Koso paper. This one looks beautiful too. You can see little shimmers of gold catching in the light. And what I love about doing this technique on the Koso paper is the beautiful colors that it comes in. So if the front's got too much, you can always turn it over, because the beautiful paper from Koso Studio that I was using comes in these glorious colors. So have a look at this. This is just the back of the paper. That looks really beautiful too, because you can see all of these glorious textures in the beautiful fibers of the paper. I just love it. This is very successful paper for creating the gel plate painting idea. And actually, I've just released a mini class on Skillshare, and it's called From Print to Canvas, where I'm exploring this gel plate painting technique, creating a piece of beautiful paper like this, and then taking it further, finishing it on canvas into a beautiful mixed media artwork. Of course, I didn't stop at one. I think I made 3. A little mini course on the side of my 100 days of collage because I was enjoying this technique so much. Yes, you'll find that one on Skillshare as well. Have a look at that. It really is so much fun, and it creates the most beautiful artworks. So all of these papers I can finish in that I can create other layers on top of them, or I can use them straight onto a canvas to create a base layer for a beautiful mixed media artwork. But of course, there's still paint on the plate now, isn't there? So I had to continue. So first of all, I had a little push around on the paint that was left on the plate. Quite a beautiful color, and there's a lot of space still on the gel plate. So then when that first paint layer was dry, which took quite a bit of time, and I did have to use my fan on the table because the paint was quite thick by now. But then I put on some of my favorite iridescent bronze in the golden fluid paint, some Ozo gold, and I put on some Quin Violet as well. I'm brushing all of these beautiful colors onto the gel plate as a second layer over what was already there, putting those brush marks on it, letting that beautiful expressive abstract expressionist style of painting on the gel plate right over the other layer. Then when that layer was perfectly dry, well, maybe not perfectly dry, when that layer was mostly dry, I added some CAD red and some Liquitex bronze in sections and rolled it on the plate. Now, this might have been a bit of a risky move. I'm not sure if this really was the best pickup color, but I was feeling a little bit courageous or dramatic, and I wanted a pop of that red coming through what was quite strong, a pinky kind of tone. And that's the thing with jelly printing. You're really not quite sure till you get to the end and you pull that print if your layers worked as well as they might have in your mind. Sometimes it's fantastic, sometimes it's not, but we can always make something with the papers. Nothing's ever wasted. They become collage papers, or they're base papers for another painting or a mixed media work. So don't stress out if your prints don't work exactly how you want. It happens to all of us, especially when you get on a bigger scale. There's more chance of it actually not working. But I'm pretty excited by this. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I then pulled out my beautiful big piece of watercolor paper, and I was so surprised and so excited because it had flattened nicely from sitting under the weights that I had it on my dining room table. So once I had a good solid cover of paint on the plate, I put on my beautiful piece of watercolor paper, pressing over it, giving it a good rub and hoping it was going to make good contact. Now, I could weight it down with books, I thought, but I wasn't sure that I wanted to, but I did leave it overnight. I wanted to have a peek. I was so busting to see what this print was going to look like, but I decided to restrain myself and give it a really good time to dry because I didn't want to pull it up too early and wreck what might be a magnificent masterpiece. You know, it was really hard not to pull it up straight away because I was really busting to see what it looked like, but it's been overnight sitting on the plate. This is the biggest gel plate print pull I've ever done. It's on the watercolor paper, so it's quite thick, and I'm not sure how well the watercolor paper will pull the paint up off the plate. I really don't know. Maybe in about 6 months' time, I might sound like I know what I'm talking about, because right now I don't. This gel plate, this massive, big, beautiful, oversized gel plate really is a whole different beast. It's changed my life, let me tell you that, because it's absolutely incredible. I get quite exhilarated creating the prints and pulling something up off the plate this big. It's amazing. It's an incredible feeling. I don't know if my red was a good idea. Oh, but it's coming up off the plate, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's only a little stuck on the edges, and that's okay. Oh, there's a little bit in the middle there. Oh, look how fabulous it's looking already. Gorgeous colors. And of course, I can use this as a base painting for a mixed media work. For a collage, I can add collage to it. I could use it and put it on canvas. Oh, there's so many possibilities. So I'm coming from it the other side as well. And maybe then it'll come off in the middle. It's actually not coming off too badly. And there's not too much on the plate. So I'm really glad I waited. And I wanted to share the big reveal with you. It did stick a tiny bit. But not too bad, not too bad. I mean, look at the size of it. 300 gram watercolor paper. I don't know if that's the best paper to use. So far, the paper I get from Koso Studio has actually been the best paper. It stuck just a little bit there on the plate. And of course, I don't know if the red was a good idea or maybe I should have used a lighter color. You don't know till you pull it up, but look at the size of the print. Isn't that magnificent? It's definitely the biggest piece of paper I've ever pulled from a gel plate. And it's quite beautiful. Well, those colors are. Have a look at the textures there. It hasn't buckled. Because if you've been watching my journey, I really hope you do because it's fascinating. One of the papers that I used recently was a mixed media paper. And the minute I put it on the plate, it buckled. It literally just created cracks and lines in it. Oh, that was heartbreaking. But we used the paper and I'm going to make some beautiful collages with it. Nothing's ever wasted. But look at this. There's no buckle on this piece of paper. None at all. Nothing has buckled. There was only a tiny bit left on the gel plate. Look at that. 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 I love the way it hasn't buckled. That's really made my day. Now, what can I do with it next? Well, anything. I could add lines. I could add shapes. I could add stencils. I could add stamps. I could finish it. I could put it on canvas or I could leave it on the paper because it is 300 GSM. It's quite thick. So as an artwork, I could just leave it this full sheet size on the paper. What do you think I should do now? I'd love to know what you think. Leave me a comment and tell me what you think I should do. Should I put it onto canvas and finish it? Should I leave it on the paper? I'm definitely going to add some other colors to it. I really love the texture of what's been created here with leaving that paint on the plate and then having the watery spray added to it. It's just beautiful. The colors are rich and deep and intense and it looks like it could be a painting, which is why I call it gel plate painting. The whole thing was created with this brush. So that was really fun. That's the first time I've done that before and it's the biggest print I've ever pulled. Thanks for joining me today. Now, you can find more details in the description under the video. There's far more information there about the paper, what paper I'm using, where you can get the gel elf plates, although not this size, but you can get normal people size gel plates. So have a look there. You can also find more about me on froilart.com. What are we going to do with this beautiful big gel plate painting now? Shall we put it on canvas? Shall we leave it as one big piece? So many things as to think about. I love it. It didn't buckle. I'm so happy with the paper. Come back and join me again next week and let's see what we're working on then.